All right, so good evening, everyone.
What's up, y'all?
Greetings. Your favorite thing.
We have another Real Talk Forum, and today, Sterlyn and I, we have a very distinguished guest who's really not a guest. She is actually someone who has been involved in most of the videos, only usually behind the scenes. And can you introduce yourself to everyone, please?
Yeah, so my name is Ekaterina, and I'm from Russia, and I've been working for Sterlyn maybe 2 years. So helping, editing the videos, helping teaching. So
everything at the house,
or
the class. We call it the house over here. Yeah,
in the house.
In the house.
Yeah, so whatever I can do, I do.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah. You know what it is, y'all, Real Talk. And Ekaterina has always been she's one of the best workers, if not the best worker I've ever had. And we do a lot of videos together, but this time, it's great because everybody wants to hear a perspective from a Russian. Because I don't know about you, Tak, and Ekaterina might know this, but it's easy to get info on Ukraine or other things. But, Russia is what I would consider, I don't know, Ekaterina, tell me if this is right or not. It feels like it's more of like a closed country. It's close to China. It's hard to get information from the actual people or the actual government or anything like that.
No, now they start posting a lot of information online. So now I would say it's too much information. Even like Russian consulate in Japan, they post on Facebook everywhere.
But not just the information, I mean the opinion of Russians.
Yeah, to get real opinion is difficult.
Right?
People don't want to talk, because it's dangerous recently.
Yeah.
People get arrested, people go to the prison even for expressing any opinion, what I heard.
Right, just like China, right? You can't just go.
Now like regime is so strong.
About China.
I actually saw footage where they're showing like the Ukraine soldiers, filming with their phones, but they said that the Russian soldiers on the other side are banned from doing any of that. So anytime most of the footage you see is going to be from the Ukraine side.
Yeah, that's
but let's go into the background a little bit. And again, we want to really just find out what's happening, or not what's happening, but just really about the relationship between people in Ukraine and people of Russia. So your personal situation, because Russia is such a vast country, right? Where are you from in relation to the border of Ukraine? Because we know the Ukraine and Russia share a border, right?
Yeah, but I'm from northern part of Russia. So I'm from, the closest city is St. Petersburg. So I'm closer to Finland than to Ukraine.
Oh, okay. So if you took a train, just to give us some perspective, how long would it take you to get to the Ukraine?
Maybe 2 days or 3 days. I'm not sure.
Ooh, 2 days.
Yeah, it's quite. It's not close.
It's like taking an Amway train in the States, huh?
No, but in Russia, because the country is so huge, for us 2 days is nothing. I mean, it's like you can do it easily. Like 2-3 days is kind of okay. I mean, like when you take, like we have night trains, so you sleep on the train, you have a coach, you have like everything you need, except for no showers.
You don't have everything, but
people have fun on the train. We talk to each other, we have food, we drink.
I get it. So if you flew, about how many hours would it take?
Probably it's close. I guess like 1 hour or like 2.
No, 1 hour, 2 days on a train, and 1 hour in an airplane.
Yeah, because the trains are old. I mean, like the railway are old, and it's not easy to get there.
Just like the States.
You need to sleep. Yeah,
I forgot about that. Do Amtrak still run in the States?
Yeah, my mom takes the train all the time to Philly or to Jersey. Yeah, and it takes about a day and a half or something like that. Like, it's a slow train. It'll stop
Yeah,
one place in like a midway and just stay there for like 5 hours, you know?
Okay. It's the
So
whole,
the
and then the
same
whole
thing.
roundabout way it's going.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you yourself are not that close. Have you ever been to the Ukraine?
Never, no, never ever.
Okay. And what about do you know people from the Ukraine?
Yes, I do, but I got to know them mostly in Japan. So here, like most of the girls are Ukrainian. So most of my friends are Ukrainian. Even I know people from Donetsk, from those places where now war is going on.
Okay, okay. And as far as what about the language difference? How do you communicate with someone from the Ukraine?
In Russian.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to know. They speak Russian.
Yeah, almost all of them speak Russian, yeah.
In addition to their language.
Of course, but even I would say some Ukrainians don't speak Ukrainian. So that part where now war is going on, those two places where Putin wants to get back to Russia.
Was it Kiev or something? Yeah.
No, not Kiev. Kiev actually they speak Ukrainian, but those like Donetsk area, the area where the all hot thing going on. So that
the hot spots.
Yeah, those people they don't know Ukrainian. They used to be Russian.
Okay.
They don't have like our languages there.
And if you hear Ukrainian, can you make heads or tails of it? How similar is it to Russian?
Yeah, it's quite close. So I would get the ideas.
Okay. All right. Stone, anything you want to ask her?
Not so far.
Okay. Again, really, I'm really trying to get this idea. Also, so based on what you said, there's a kind of a kinship, right? You all are very close to each other. Like I remember there was another teacher at Sterlyn School who was from Poland, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple times I was there and I heard you all kind of going back and forth, a couple of like very friendly jibes, but you know something like right? Please, am I wrong about this? Please correct me.
You're right, but like we used to have very difficult relationship with Poland, because Poland used like during the history do a lot of like those like small tricks on Russia, so we kind of don't respect very much.
What do you mean small tricks?
Yeah.
Like they start doing like even like all fake goods which you get in Russia, like fake French cosmetics, fake goods. Poland produce it. Poland does everything cheap and sell back to Russia as like original like something.
The China of Northern Europe.
Yeah. So they used to like we have this image of Polish people as like a little bit I forgot the word. Sly.
Gypsies?
Not gypsies, no. They're kind of like the tricky. So
like distrustful.
Yeah.
Kind of shady.
Yeah. You should be careful about them.
Okay, but even though you two kind of went back and forth, I heard some jokes going on, and so maybe not the same kind of relationship, but with Ukraine people, because Ukraine is actually closer, right? If I'm not mistaken.
So I would say that I feel no difference between Ukrainian people and Russian people. Like for me, it's like no difference. I mean, it's just a name of the country, even like no nationality. So for me, like I talk to all Ukrainian people as I talk to Russian, no difference. The same with Russia. So like all this, like those people, they used to be our everything. Like they're like closest brothers to us. Like I cannot say that.
Okay, where were you? How old were you when the Soviet Union dissolved?
6.
Okay. So
still recent.
Yeah, I mean, but so I'm far from an expert. I know very little about that region of the world, so that's why I'm asking questions the way that I am. So I guess you wouldn't realize before 6, you don't really remember too much before that. But before that, Ukraine was it was all part of the Soviet Union. Is that correct?
Yeah. And even after that, like we didn't feel a big difference.
Okay. All right. So that says a lot. So now, it's very strange. It's almost like, I guess in the U.S., if the U.S. went in and invaded one state or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the same.
Okay.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Would a Ukrainian get angry if you said, I think we're all the same. We're all the same to me. Would they say, no, we're not the same? I'm Ukrainian, I'm not Russian. Would they take offense if you said we're all the same? Because like to me in the States, that's what a lot of white people would do. We're all American. We're all American. What do you mean? I'm like, nah. We're definitely not all American. Even though we are all in the same place, speak the same language, live in the same areas, not live the same lifestyle. But you know, in general, if you give a blanket, to me, we're all the same. Usually the smaller country or the country who's reached its independence would take it like we are not the same. Mm-hmm. Do you think Ukrainians might feel that way?
I believe those people, they live in Ukraine, so they don't go to Russia then. Because in Russia, I've never seen Ukrainian who would complain about like anything, regime or something. They came there to work, to get something. Like they don't feel like, I've never personally met any person like that. Nobody would say like, I'm different. I've never ever met a person.
From the Ukraine side, right? Okay, but now flip it. Because again, I'm trying to get an idea of the politics. So, you know, Russia has been, you know, I guess, you know, a world power or whatever throughout the years. You just said that some Ukrainians might go over the border into Russia for employment opportunities. So how much are, you know, generally speaking, are like Ukrainians like marginalized as when they come to get employment? You know, or they kind of look down upon, like they're trying to get, you know, they have a
like
lower
immigrant
status. Yeah, like immigrant status.
No, because we don't feel the difference, as I said.
Okay,
we look at immigrants like from people from like Asian side, for example, like Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, those countries. So those
countries.
Yeah. All those like old countries where like people look completely different. So I would say like in this case, maybe we would look at them as like slaves or something, like they came here to earn
a lower status. Okay.
Yeah. But Ukrainian and Belarusian, like no difference.
Okay, Belarus. Okay.
Do Ukrainians try to hide their Ukrainianness if they're living in Russia? They have no problem saying I'm from Ukraine, or do they try to sound Russian and just Russian? No.
Yeah, but we never hide it.
And their language is called Ukraine. Is it called Ukrainian? What's it called?
Yeah, Ukrainian. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that gives me an idea of, wow, it's that close. All right. So you yourself, what is your understanding, or not on the political side of it, but or what is your feelings? What are your feelings about what's going on, especially if you're talking to one of your Ukrainian friends or acquaintances?
So actually I called a couple of friends, and they were like, because they were from that like Russian part of the site, and they started, oh, finally we can get a Russian passport. It's so convenient now. Because there is Russian embassy in Osaka, but for Ukrainian you need to go to Tokyo, and this is very inconvenient. So we're happy to be back to Russia, you know? Yeah, but kind of like, I just cannot get it, like why people start killing each other. I mean, like, it's the same as I would go and kill my brother. I mean, like, what the sense? Like, what's going on there?
And that's what I wanted to know too. So there must be a lot of like, I'm sure there has to be a lot of families that cross the border, like you marry a Ukrainian, right? So in many cases, it's like a civil war kind of.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and people like struggle because they cannot help their family. They live in Russia, and what can they do now when like country is on fire?
Right. Okay. Are you surprised or how surprised are you that this happened?
I still like cannot believe it. I mean, I just see those statuses in like Facebook, like I see all those messages, and it just I cannot get like how it happened. I still cannot believe it. It's like nightmare.
So you didn't see this coming at all?
Yeah, like not me, because I'm not interested in politics at all. But some people like who followed the events, they said it was clear that it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because it happened, like it started long ago, 2014 or something, when those like big news appears that like people start killing each other in the capital of Ukraine.
Okay, so that's the next switch. Before we go into that even a little bit, yeah, any final comments on the whole relationship between Russia and the Ukraine? Sterlyn, you got anything?
I would say, yeah.
Do you think that the Soviet Union should come back together?
I don't think, like, we don't need the country itself, but we don't want to, like, our like closest people became our enemies. What they're trying to do with NATO, they just bring their weapons to make like
NATO.
Yeah, NATO. They brought the weapon to Ukrainian to control us. I mean, like our own brother want to control like what's going on in Russia. Like before it happened in Poland, I believe. Like in Poland, then tried to put like NATO like vessels. So what was it?
Yeah. Okay, that's exactly what I heard. I watched, and I should have got this guy's name. I watched the professor speak on this, and I thought it was contemporary. I thought it was something recent. And then I heard him mention like the Obama administration. What year is this? And it was like you said, 2015. And according to him, he said that he was blaming the U.S.
Yeah, that's true.
He was saying that the U.S., well, mainly the U.S., but it's the NATO. What they're doing is they're trying to bring Ukraine into NATO. Mm-hmm. And so Russia's like, there's no way.
Yeah, no way.
You guys aren't going to be this right next to us. And he even made the comparison of when Russia, what was the Bay of Pigs thing, the Bay of Pigs event back in the 60s with Kennedy.
Yeah, Cuba.
Cuba crisis. Yeah. I heard the same.
And he compared it to that, like when all the Americans, when they heard Russia's going to bring some bombs or something in Cuba, and everybody was like, oh, heck no. You know, they're not going to be able to occupy Cuba because it's right next to us. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was a very, very good comparison. It really shed light on what was going on. Mm-hmm. So in a way, you could say the Ukraine's being used as a puppet, but then the flip side of it is like the Ukraine is trying to come up. Mm. They're like, hey, yeah, you got a better offer for us, And again, I'm not well versed, and I would never even go off into that. But that's the talk that I got from the so-called experts. So and that kind of made sense.
That's true.
That kind of made sense. All right. I only got one more thing I really want to go into, but I don't want to go too fast. Anything you got, Sterlyn?
Not at the moment, but go ahead.
Okay. And Katrina, anything you want to say about everything we've covered so far? Anything that we missed that you think should come out in what we've been talking about?
What the biggest surprise that happened to me that everybody tries to make Putin an enemy. So for me, it was a shock that people started seeing him as the most aggressive person on the planet. Even I saw the cover of Time where he was like with Hitler mustache on that. I was like, wow, that's too much already, Like the person cannot be that bad. And everybody, even yesterday, I started get questions from my students on the lesson, like, what's going on?
Yeah,
Why Putin is such a bastard? Yeah. But for me, it's like, it's not the leader.
Okay, so it's not the leader, then, so what is it?
I mean, the situation is just make him do it. It's
the politics.
Yeah. He had no choice but do it.
Okay. Would you consider yourself a Putin supporter?
I've never thought about it like seriously. I always like most of Russians, they kind of like, I wouldn't say we don't like him. We do respect him, but we don't have like good feeling. We have like those like, the country is not very rich, but we have the most powerful place on the planet. We have so much resources. Why are we so poor? You know? So everybody had that question in mind. That's why we don't like our leader, because we thought maybe he got something like, and we don't. Because
well, you mean he's taking a payment or something?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen at least 2. You can go on YouTube alone and just type in like Putin and his rise to power, or Putin's power.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 sides. It feels like one of them is he's just this maniacal genius who he got his way into power through his mind, and then there's the other one where he got in too deep, and he actually has no more control. He's actually being told what to do, and he's just going to do it because he doesn't want to get killed. And I was like, okay. And they were like, yo, he's literally such an enemy of the world right now that the only people that can protect him are the people he put in power. So he's just doing what they tell him to do. And he actually doesn't have as much power as people like to give him. I don't know which one is true, you know, because the thing about Putin is it doesn't seem like he never seems to really slip. You know what I'm saying? He just says what he wants to say. You know, he looks so sure of himself when he's talking.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he doesn't look like a soft dude. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay. All right. Okay. I think that's on that level. I think that we got a good idea of the relationship between Russians on the ground, the average Russian, not the governments, right? Russians and Ukraine people. Now I want to flip it a little bit. There's a lot of another reports coming out, and I wanted to know. And this is more on the Ukraine side. I haven't heard too much about the Russian side, but I also hear there's a large body of like I don't know if it's not Nazism, but just white supremacy in the Ukraine.
Yeah,
I heard there's a lot.
Everybody call them Nazi. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. So those like 2014 happened that Nazi got in control of the country, and they start killing their own people. That's why all the conflict appeared.
You said they started killing who?
Their own people.
To
show that like they kill the people, to show that like to take his president to take the president out of his
they tried to like a coup. They tried to remove the president.
Yeah. By this way, if they get like more than 100 killed people, they can remove the president, and what they did, and they did it.
Okay, and how did that get? How did that end?
It ended up like that they put the president, which like somebody can control, like NATO, like I don't know who, but like, and now like everything is decided by those like Nazi party. So basically what I heard from Russian side, why we are going to Ukrainian, they want like Nazi control, like to remove people from Nazi, like from that, like control from Nazis.
Remove neo-Nazis.
Yeah. So we don't want Ukrainian. We don't want the country itself. We want just like to put the people like who wouldn't kill their own people, you know?
Yeah, take power away from insurgents.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like what the States was doing with Iraq or something like that.
Yeah, because everybody compare all the situation that's going on in Ukraine, and that it's Iraq, it's Libya. So the same scenario. It's Afghanistan, the same like it happened in Chechnya in 1995. So it's
kind of tricky though, because I don't know about, you know, it's funny, the Iraq thing. I definitely know there was a lot of lying going on there, but Libya for sure. They kept saying that Gaddafi was some kind of terrorist, and that shit is definitely not true, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know.
You gotta define terror. Yeah, it's real sloppy, but
especially when the states is saying it.
Yeah, whenever the state.
Nah.
And that's why I wanted to check these reports, because you don't know who's saying what. So somebody who knows it from from being there. What about on the Russian side? What's the neo-Nazi thing look like in the Russia side of things?
Yeah, are there neo-Nazis in Russia? You know what neo-Nazi means?
No.
Neo-Nazi is just a modern day Nazi, so not the old school kind.
The new Nazis.
The new Nazis.
The people want like their country only for themselves, right? Not for other.
A form of thinking of some kind of ethnic cleansing needs to go around.
But like, look at Russia. Like, Russian is internet. Like, we have kind of like a lot of nationality in one country living together. Even in my place, we have Finnish people, we have Karelian people, we have like a lot of other like mixed nation. So for us, there is no clear Russian nationality.
I feel that. I think that the confusion really comes down to is when when you're looking at the American side, America, anytime a war is about to happen, is on the idea of we're bringing freedom to the smaller country, because the other side is a bully, and we need to protect the smaller countries that want to be independent. And that goes down with North Korea, South Korea, Thailand has been taken over like that. Vietnam was separated like that through America. So America always comes in as this freedom rider or this protector.
We will bring you democracy, like, so we have exactly the same idea in Russia, about America.
Right, because I'm about to say the thing is with Russia, the difference is Russia's ain't no little country. So Russia's saying the same thing America's saying, like, we're trying to get rid of Nazis. This is not our problem. And we're asking, me and Tak are really asking is, are there neo-Nazis in Russia? Are there people in Russia who are talking about getting rid of lower status people?
No,
or people
I've never
of lower
heard
class? You never hear that?
Never heard that, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I think, well, I don't know, but to say, are there any people there? It's probably got to be yes, it's got. But I mean, it's just a matter of how much power do they have, or you got a random guy here, But I again, it's funny because I'm sitting here thinking about it. Russia has there's a lot of negative stereotypes about Russia, but I never really hear that. They always give Russia the gangster thing, like they're like the mafia, like they're that's always what you hear about Russian people, or the Russian stereotype. But Ukraine, it's like it's right there with Germany. It's like about the neo-Nazi thing. So they were showing footage where there were like Nigerian students that were being denied admittance either out of the Ukraine or into Poland. Like they were stuck in between those two borders. But I'm not sure which of the countries was to blame. They were trying to blame Sam, but they were definitely in lieu, and they've been there for a couple of days. But when they talked to the governments, they were like, no, there's no problem. They're allowed to come in. They're allowed to come in. And they're showing the footage of the guys standing there at the same time, And so, there's a lot of double talk going on. Okay. All right.
So basically then, is it like Russia's general story is the reason we're going in there is because the neo-Nazi or something like that is getting so big in Ukraine that Ukraine is becoming a threat to us as Russians. So we got to go in there and eliminate the threat. That's what they're saying.
That's why they said even in Russia, they call it not a war, but like military operation.
Yeah.
So they made a term for that, like it's not war going on, but like we are trying to eliminate
quell the threat.
Military base only. So like
Yeah, that's
they
what they
even
always
go
say.
there like just to destroy the weapon site, like all.
So
those.
it's not like, okay, you know how China is talking about, Hong Kong used to be part of us. We still see Hong Kong as part of us. Taiwan is part of us, and we just want it back. Is
Because
Russia?
no, we don't. No,
like
we are not going to get Ukrainian. Like nobody say that.
Oh, okay. So Russia is not really trying to take back Ukraine. It's just trying to get rid of the. Ooh.
Just not to get the scariest part that like NATO actually would bring the power to Ukrainian to bring all the weapon.
Yeah, the weapons, or just have and have a base right there. They looking right over into Russia.
That's here, all people, because it's so close to the borders and the main part.
Okay, all right. Last thing I want to know, because I grew up at the tail end of the Cold War. Even when I was going in the army, I remember I thought I was going to be fighting Russian people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember we went, and this is before I knew anything, but it was like, I was in the airborne unit, and we're landing every place. Everybody is of color in Latin America and stuff like that. I was like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? But what is your image of American people? How do you get along with American people? And especially American white people?
Actually, I've never became like I don't have any American white person as a friend.
Wow. Hold up. Never? You never have?
No, never ever. I tried like to get involved in their activity or something, but they never let us like in, So actually my first is like English speaking friends.
Really?
Yeah. Like for real.
Wow.
I can attest to that, because every time I talk to her about anything, I got to be real, around white people. I got to be very careful how I talk and what I say. Well, Katrina, I never have to worry about anything like that. She's like, you can clearly tell she has never thought about any of this kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, Russia is definitely not the same kind of, style.
Yeah, because we don't have racism like so strong.
Well, the neo-Nazi thing is pretty damn strong, but yeah.
Yeah, it's again another homogeneous situation. I can't even imagine what it's like in Russia though. That's like really blows my mind. I never even considered, even though go ahead.
I was gonna say, would it be so wrong to say that Russia, Ukraine, Poland, or anything that else was in the Soviet Union, that area is just so large that whatever problems you have is all within that Eurasia system. So from the outside, as a black person looking in, it's just a lot of white people fighting a lot of other white people. But it's kind of like Africa, how Africa has a lot of tribalism and certain countries like other countries, but they're all black people in Africa. It's just not color-coded as easily as it is with like the Northern America and even Central and South America. Russia, Ukraine, Poland, any kind of racism like you're talking about is not black versus white. It's one kind of white versus another kind of white versus another kind of whiit.
It's a caste. It's supposed to be a caste or some kind of ethnic. And also, it hasn't been carved up. Like, they're not like, you look at Africa, you have everybody from the outside, all these European nations, and they're exploiting. So they're just trying to confuse everybody. But up in Russia, there's not a whole bunch of people going up there and cutting it up and exploiting it like that. You know what I'm saying? Historically, not at the same scale. Not saying that there's no exploitation or nothing bad going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stalin, was not, he's known to have his hand in a couple things, but but it's not you can't compare it to like Africa or even Southeast Asia.
But from the outside looking in, it's like that.
What I know from my experience that like even during Soviet era, they tried to save each nation culture. So we have those like Croatian people, we have those like Ukrainian people, we had like Asian looking, like Mongol people, and everybody try. They all learn Russian. They all can speak Russian, and on the top of that, they could speak their own language. They knew their own customs. We celebrate their own special days. Like even like my region is very connected to like Finland, so we have a lot of those like traditions from Finland.
So it wasn't shut down. They
yeah. They tried to keep it. That's why it was union, like Soviet of like Soviet of communistic republics. So like what was the whole like yeah.
But what I heard, well, when I looked at that again, it was just a Putin documentary. The Russians that escaped the Soviet Union and ran to other countries, they say the biggest problem was they didn't have the freedom to express themselves spiritually. And if you were truly Christian, and you put Christianity above the government, they were going to kill you. They didn't even give you a chance to speak out.
Yeah, only religion was forbidden. Yeah, religion was forbidden, any type of religion.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. No, not now. Like during Soviet era. So they destroyed all the churches. Churches were used as like warehouses, clubs, whatever. They made the New Year instead of Christmas. So we lost Christmas that time because Christmas was a religious day. And now, like the biggest like holiday in Russia is a New Year, and we get presents and give presents on New Year's Day, not on Christmas. Because of long year of like
the spirituality was suppressed.
Yes, that's true.
So the average Russian person, again, you were only 6, but like maybe your parents' generation, how do they see it? Do they think, was it better in the Soviet era, or is it better now?
Yeah, like there are like two opposite opinions. So
That's
some
hard.
people really loved it because of like guarantees, social things.
Okay.
So you get like the job, the salary, everything was like fixed. But most people, especially those creative people, they complain that there was no freedom. Yeah, no freedom to express themselves. They couldn't get any information from outside. So it was like completely like inside like a limited country.
But what do you think the majority is?
Majority still like what we got. So
now?
Putin regime, yeah, everybody says that we never lived the way we live now. So now like like no matter what's going on in Russia, how like bad things, ruble is quite like low still, but still like we got a lot of opportunities which we didn't have before.
Okay, all right. So what about yourself personally? Are you do you plan to return to Russia one day?
As a tourist?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to live in Russia.
Because that answers the question.
Yeah,
Okay,
because I just don't feel myself as in like Russian. I mean like typical.
I'm sorry, you don't feel yourself. I'm sorry, say again.
Like I don't feel I'm a typical Russian. I mean I don't match the society.
Okay, you don't fit it. You don't fit in.
I don't fit in. I mean like I don't support the weakest points of Russian people, and there are many. Like I don't like what's going on. Like we lost the culture, I believe. After Soviet Union destroyed, we lost the culture. So like there is no that part of like high intellectual people anymore. They all gone. Like everybody who could escape abroad, they did it. I don't know why. Yeah. But the most, the people who really want to do something special, who people who are high educated, who think about like how to develop, like they try to escape. I don't know why.
But you think it's better now?
In Russia? The living in Russia is maybe okay, but I don't feel like I can be like I just like it's like my personal like reasons, I guess. It's not like
there's one stereotype I need to see if it's true or not. Are there still people in Russia who can die from hunger?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
So in some poor regions, yeah, still people.
Still that bad.
Yeah,
you can literally die from not enough food.
Yeah. Well, we still don't have middle class, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I even personally know, like my like relatives. They're not very close to me, but I know that they don't have enough.
Because, like, you know, in the States, the worst thing that happen is, like, not the worst thing, but some of the worst crimes are, you know, you're hungry, so you resort to crime, or you're hungry, so you might sell drugs. But I ain't heard a person so hungry they died because they didn't have enough food to eat. I ain't heard that in the States in a while. You know what I'm saying?
I believe maybe they wouldn't die, but they're on that level of sobriety, you know? Like,
okay, so dying from hunger is not a possibility?
I don't think
dying
so.
from starvation.
Not from starvation, but they wouldn't have enough to eat, and the food wouldn't be so gorgeous. It would be like potato, you know? That's it. Only potato. Like, can you imagine like dinner or lunch, which is only potato?
What about electricity?
Like everybody has it. Yeah, well, that's.
No matter where you go.
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't been to Siberia. I don't know what's going on in Siberia and that like the eastern part.
Siberia part of Russia? Is it Russian or is it its own place like Ukraine?
No, it's just like the country is so big, so I cannot see what's going on.
Siberia is a place in Russia.
Yeah, Siberia is like the most part, the central part of Russia.
Okay, my bad.
I'm saying with you. I don't know, is Siberia a country, its own country, or
no?
Is it
Siberia is just like a biggest region where like only
region.
Region.
But but Siberia is nothing but ice and trees, right? Like, isn't that?
No trees, but not ice. Yeah,
they still got tigers up there.
Yeah, the tigers that.
There is even famous like Siberian tiger.
Yeah. Who are you asking? Are you asking us? We're supposed to be asking you. You can't ask us that.
Yeah. Siberia. God damn.
Yeah, I'm from Siberia. You're like, oh, I ain't messing with him.
Yeah,
because those people are strong. What I heard.
Survivor.
Yeah, because they have minus 40 in winter and plus 40 in summer. I mean, like the huge difference.
Is that Fahrenheit? That's Celsius.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Celsius.
Okay.
Yeah, Celsius.
Minus 40 Celsius.
Yeah, in winter.
And 40 in the summer.
Yes. So that's why it's so difficult. Like
it's like the sun is like here, and then it's just gone for a while.
See, it's upon you or it's gone.
No gray for the sun. It's just.
That's why there's no middle class, right? That's why they're just imitating the weather. Hey, we're extreme here.
Yeah, they're extreme. What I heard. Yeah.
They either blacker than the mug or they white as hell.
Yeah, they're red because like when white skin get burned, it became red. Like not black.
So
are there redheads in Russia?
Yeah.
Okay.
And how about from where you're from? What's the weather like there?
It's also cold in winter and warm in summer.
But compared to Siberia?
It's milder.
So it gets like 0 degrees?
No, minus 20, 30.
Good Lord, is a lot of snow?
Yeah, in winter, of course.
Yeah, Russia, my image is snow.
Let me just get a check. The coldest we have it in Osaka is like what, -8?
No, -3 maximum, I believe. Like
-3.
Yeah, maximum.
And you're saying that you have mild winters, mild summers, and a mild winter in Russia is -20.
Yeah, 20 is normal. It's
-20 is normal.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. It's typical. I mean, this is like the average.
But I think that relates to Michigan, my brother. No?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if it hits. Like I feel the cold in Japan at -8. I can imagine -15 and thinking that's the max, but like -20, that's damn near. That's more than double.
But what about Michigan?
That's what I'm saying, though. Michigan, I've been in the cold, but I can't imagine. I guess, like, I don't even know what minus 40, isn't that like a freezer? Like sitting in an actual freezer? Isn't the freezer like warmer than minus 40?
Freezer is minus 30, I believe.
Okay. So a mild to you is 10 degrees above a freezer.
But you gotta even think, like, even like in New Jersey, New York, like, I don't think it's as cold as Michigan, but it like, you're going by the Fahrenheit thing, and it goes into the zero, it goes minus, you get into the negatives. So you figure 32 is freezing in Fahrenheit. All right, well, I think we chopped it up enough. Any last comments? We're starting to go off on tangents, but
last comment I have for Ekaterina, what do you think of America? Well, not even like last comment, but what do you think about America going in and helping NATO? Does that mean that they're kind of helping neo-Nazis?
I don't know. America is famous for bringing war anywhere we go. So for me, that's why I don't like politics, because whole political situation is about how to make how big nationality can get the maximum from all small and weak countries. So I actually don't like the things which happened now, and I hope it will be gone soon. Like, everybody said that Putin expected this to end soon, like in a few weeks, in a few days. So
he thought there would be pushovers. He thought
yeah. So everybody thought they can actually negotiate and get to decision, but it's not happening. Yeah.
And they went back in a lot of the footage, and they showed how they said they're drafting women in Ukraine from 18 to 60. 18 to 60. Mm-hmm. These are women they were drafting.
Yeah. I heard that too. Even I saw some beautiful model looking like women doing it.
Yeah, and they had a whole platoon of them. Yeah, they're looking all. I'm like 60, 60.
Yeah, 60. Yeah, but they're still good. You didn't see Russian women. I mean, they're strong at 60s.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I know 60 for strong 460 and basic, and be able to go through basic training and training strong. I don't know.
But they still can hold the
they can get a hold, but I don't know. They're gonna be able to run across this thing. The whole thing about being a soldier is not about it's not brute strength. It's that mental thing.
Yeah.
Can you get up and do it again in 3 hours?
Hold up, Tak. Remember all them Black Hawk Down movies and all that? They just keep showing the might of the states and all the military go in, and then it just be a woman sitting there with it looked like she got a baby, and she lifted up and it's just a bomb. You know what I'm saying? It's just blah. You know what I'm saying? So all you need is a 60-year-old woman to strap herself down and be like, yo, I only got so many years left anyway.
That's
Who's gonna look at a 60-year-old woman like a threat? You know what I'm saying? So maybe they're learning how to fight dirty. They guerrilla warfare. They're being like Haiti.
It sounds like, to me, it sounds like when your back's against the wall. Yeah. And that's the whole thing. When that people who are desperate and they have identified the enemy, you can't come with no propaganda. They're like, no, you're the enemy. And the only way you can get them out is with the nuclear bomb. That was proven in Japan, right?
Yeah, could not take them down without that.
They're not going to stop fighting because they're just not going to stop. They have accounts in Japan where they're talking about the women were like, we were so glad when the Americans came in because we thought we were going to go out there and fight with bamboo brooms and stuff. But there was no we're not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what I was looking at in the conversation. They were like, man, we glad we got the order to stop. And these aren't soldiers. These are common people who, I write in the book, are soldiers. They don't know they're soldiers. They've been programmed the same way as a soldier. So So yeah, man, when you have people who are desperate, and that's the whole politics thing with Putin too. They're saying that if he feels that his back's against the wall because America and the West, NATO is trying to pressure and come into his backyard, you know, and then he can't get into the Ukraine and do what he wants to do. Remember, he's sitting over here with a panel of nuclear weapons at his disposal. You know, so if he started feeling too, you know, so what for the world, what would be the best thing? Would it be for him to go in there and be able to take the Ukraine? You know what I'm saying? Just to calm this thing down? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or would it be, you know, is it better if NATO actually takes the Ukraine, because then that's going to have a sharper watch, but then that's going to also, like, again, there's nothing between him and those nuclear weapons. You know, he's like this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, again, that's maybe a talk for another time. I'd have to, you know, do a lot of research personally. I don't know too much about it, but
yeah, but the conversation is interesting though.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Again, how does everybody think this is going to end? And then that's how we begin. How do you think that, when, what circumstances, what do you think is going to happen?
I personally want to believe that it ends soon, because even like nobody's prepared for a long war. Okay,
well, not what you want. I think everybody wants that, right? I hope a whole lot of people die, and you know. But what do you think what do you expect to happen? Do you expect it to end soon?
I don't think so. No war ended soon.
Well, it's not called a war yet, right?
Yeah, that's true. But like, what's going on now? It's too scary to me. So I personally interested in that, because I have a lot of friends. I have a family there.
Okay, so it's a difficult thing for you to comment on. And I think the main thing here would be when and if another country officially enters. If another country's like, yo, we in this too now.
A lot of countries already start expressing themselves. Even like Germany said, we are supporting Ukraine.
Yeah, they're giving weapons to the.
Yeah. That's why. Right. Like I was like, wow. So that's not gonna end soon.
But again, you know, the key thing about this is, and this is going like Dr. Neely Fuller talks about, and Dr. Claude Anderson talks about how white supremacy takes both sides of the issue. Right, they take both. But see, now we're talking about two white powers. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the same as you invading Nigeria or invading somewhere in Latin America.
I even didn't think about it. What does China think? So,
right, and
because to me, if China take our side, what it's supposed to do. So then it's gonna end.
I think we should save that for the next conversation, because this ain't done yet.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing is, again, China, you said Germany, but all of these places, again, them supplying, that's letting you know, hey man, you go too far. I'm showing you where I'm at. But then there's a line where you're like, no, I'm in. You know what I'm saying? And I think if we get one more major country to jump in, then the whole parameter just expand. You know, right now it's still an action. I personally don't think it's going to happen. I think that it's gonna drown itself out. I think it's going to be a negotiation. I think what's going to happen is that is the NATO, and they're going to get pushed back out. I don't see because Russia I don't think has a choice. You know, they're not going to. What are they going to do? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, right, Russia is not gonna give up.
We'll coexist. You know, they're not talking to a bunch of I hate to say, they're not talking to a bunch of people who want to be part of something. There's no cooning. You can't. Hey, join it. They don't want to join you. They don't look up to you. You know what I'm saying? They're not. I mean, I can't see them being like, oh, okay, I guess it's okay if they come into the Ukraine. You know, I don't see that.
Yeah.
From what you got to say.
No, I think the same thing. Same thing as in, it's not going to be like, again, they're just Russians are way too on code, man. Russians are too on code, and no matter what, if the Ukraine, you know, if it wasn't for the whole American Biden NATO thing, maybe, but nobody trusts the states on that side of the globe, man.
Yeah.
Even though the Ukraine is getting helped by America, no, nobody trusts. So far, every European, Asian on the east side, Eastern Europeans, is what I like to call them. So not England or nothing like that, France, not that, but the Eastern side. And nobody trusts America that much.
Because again, they're not pining to be like American, even if their kids like the pop, but they're not. It's not like these developing countries, you know, like
please give me some,
yeah. I don't see it.
I don't see it happening. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I got. You know, thanks everybody for joining us. I think we chopped it up pretty good. I hope this gives a better understanding of just, you know, really how close the people in Ukraine and the Russian people are, and you kind of get a better idea of how it's looked at on the ground by not the governments, but by the actual people who live there.
That's real talk. Don't forget it. And bring your ass to Real Talk so you can talk to an actual Russian about these actual issues. To all my Japanese students out there, if you're really interested, this is why I have people from different countries as teachers. Thank you, Ekaterina.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
To this conversation.
Hell yeah.
All right. Anything to plug?
RealTalkEnglish.jp.
I would recommend what I personally watched, and I'm going to watch more. It's like interview with Oliver Stone. So there are a lot of movies made by him, a lot of interviews with him, and he has very interesting point of view on the whole Russian thing. So if people want to...
Oliver Stone.
Yeah, Oliver Stone, yeah.
Even
Oliver he did the movie about Putin.
Yeah. Oliver Stone did one. Yeah, I saw that. Wow.
Okay.
That's one of the ones I saw.
Yeah, and actually he has a lot of on Ukraine too. So that's okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he has. That's why, like, for people who are interested in like
might be a culture class, might be a culture class coming up. All right.
Yeah. Let's do it. And also look for us. We're gonna try to do something during Golden Week, right?
We're doing something. We're definitely doing something. Yeah.
Doing something during Golden Week. So stay tuned for more information on that. If you're in the Osaka area, you know, come and check it out. Yeah, it's gonna be popping. Golden Week, sunshine. All right. Oh, and
I was gonna say, so y'all know, Ekaterina in the back got that Japanese. Not the Japanese, got that Japan, 21st century Japan decoded book up there, right up there on that shelf. That's Tak's book. Don't forget. You know,
right.
Right there. We put this together through Tak. This is what Tak does, y'all. So yeah.
And also I hope it's gonna stay there. So far, I got a new website. My website got updated. TaquanAmaru.com. Somebody tried to steal my domain name, and I'm not even sure if it's going through the formatters and the creators, the designers are finishing the final details on the website. By the time this video goes up, it should be up. If not, somebody's going to be in trouble. Yeah. All right, but TaquanAmaru.com, 21st Century Japan Decoded. Support.
If any of the links change up, we're gonna get the links at the bottom of these websites. Ekaterina handles all that, y'all. You get on the Facebook, Instagram. It's not me you're usually talking to. It's usually Ekaterina. That's
I keep all communications.
So if something's wrong, now you know who she is. You go directly to her.
Yeah.
You can handle
like and subscribe, y'all.
All right, we out.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ekaterina. Very, very nice. We out.